Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to join my colleagues in saying that today is a day of action and it's a day of extraordinary hope. I want to thank all of you for being here, and for those who don't know, there's an overflow room of other members who came, activists, family members, victims who came. They wanted to be a part of this, so I thank you, those in the ante room, for being here and for remaining all these hours. I think about it, and I think about the time of our work in this day. And from the time we got up this morning until the time we'll go to bed tonight, another 300 people in this country will be shot, wounded, or killed. 100 people today will die of gun violence as we do our work or as we fail to do our work. 200 more will be wounded, literally caught in the crossfire. That's not just today, that's yesterday, that's tomorrow. And yet last night, we listened to a State of the Union address by the leader of the free world, the leader of this great democracy that mentioned nothing about gun violence, about the scourge of gun violence that wounds or kills a total of 120,000 people a year. It is stunning. And for somebody to have testified that there's just been a small uptick in violence and in gun deaths, when 2 years ago there were 33,000 people who died of gun violence. Last year it was 40,000 people died, more than half to suicide. I don't call that a small uptick. If it's one more, it's not a small uptick if it's my family member. I want to thank in particular my guest who came with me last night, Ms. Jamie Amo. Jamie is a survivor of Columbine. She was a freshman that fateful day, and she described to me the fear, the sounds, the haunting hiding and trying to figure out where was a safe haven. And she is now a young mother of 3 and an advocate, and I'm so proud of you, Jamie. Here's why I'm proud of you. Because, as Abraham Lincoln said, public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Public sentiment is on our side, Mr. Chairman, and I thank you for holding this hearing. I thank the champion, Chairman Thompson, and I want to thank Ms. Eastman for saying this is probably, no, you did say, not probably, you said this is the most important issue facing our generation. May this body hear you, pass this legislation, get it to the Senate, send it to the President, and begin to save lives. Ms. Lideker, we must show that we care. We must act as though we care. I am mystified that the folks, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, instead of approaching this hearing today by saying, you're right, we have a problem, what can we do about it? Instead, their step immediately out of the box was, this isn't a good move. You're not going to save any lives this way. Let me tell you how background checks save lives, and as I end my statement, I want to pivot to Ms. Thomas, to the chief, and to the major to talk about the efficacy of background checks. Let me tell you the numbers in my state, Pennsylvania. As we know, nearly 40,000 people were killed by gun violence in 2017. Over 1,600 took place in my state of Pennsylvania. 91 of those lives were lost in my single district. We in Pennsylvania have not only the NICS system, but we have a robust overlay, the Pennsylvania Instant Check System. And I will ask at the end of my time, Mr. Chairman, for unanimous consent to put in a report of the 2017 PICS annual report showing the efficacy of the PICS and NICS systems. Here's some of the numbers. Between its inception in 1998, and this is run by the Pennsylvania State Police, heroically, frankly, with such duty and care. Since its inception till 2017, PICS referred more than 26,000 investigations, were responsible for more than 7,000 arrests, almost 4,000 convictions as a result of prohibited purchasers attempting to purchase and failing background checks. And of those, PICS has been responsible for the apprehension of more than 2,200 individuals with active arrest warrants. So for those who would have you believe, oh, that the bad guys aren't ever going to try to go buy a gun, nonsense, utter nonsense. The good news about the PICS system also is it does not suffer the Charleston loophole. Instead of a default when we can't get an answer of yes or no, a default to, okay, yeah, we'll sell you the gun, as in Charleston. There's no default. The default is to no, and the purchaser must appeal and find clarity in that background check. And so having said those things, and just being so proud that this committee is going to do something about this, that this Congress is going to do something about this, and it's because of all of you, I wanted to ask you, please, can you comment also on the efficacy of robust and complete background check systems?